What is going on, Los Tres Chingones Boxing? Shouts out the Chingones y Chingonas. Let me change this. All right, man. I see you guys. Pete Town, Shawana, Gordo, Gordito, Andrew. Man, I'll tell you guys, dog, like the other side of the country, seems like you guys are getting a big storm. We just barely got just a little bit of rain over here, man. But let's go ahead and bring in the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 365, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What's up, Ed? Listos.
You know, Mikey, it's a time like this where it's just like, yeah, it's cool living in Cali, homie. You know, the rest of the they're over there freezing, dog, in the storm, man. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
man. And we got some boxing going on right now, and we'll get into that. Yo, Mikey, last weekend was a little bit dead when it came to the sport of boxing, man. Not too much that was going on, but it's gonna start warming up, especially next week. But there's a few things I want to get into here. Not sure which one we should get into. I don't know if we talked about this, Mikey. Before we get into like the Zufa and Top Rank and the main event tomorrow and some of the stuff that's going on tomorrow as well. Did we get into Brian Norman firing his dad?
No, we didn't. Now that I know, no, we didn't get into that.
Yeah, I don't remember getting into that. So he loses big time to Devin Haney. And when I say big time, it's not like Devin Haney stopped him, but it was convincingly. I don't know if Brian Norman even won a round. He fires his dad. I know that's a little bit of old news, but I don't remember us touching on it. What's your thoughts, Mikey, on Brian Norman getting rid of his dad? I don't know if it was amicable, like it was, hey, it's cool, you know what, we're still cool and everything, but I think it's time, you know, that you step up your game. Or Brian Norman just said, like, hey, I got to go somewhere else. I'm not really sure, but what's your thoughts on the move for Brian Norman?
Yeah, from what I've seen, this happened a couple of weeks ago. Before what I've seen is the dad's on social media airing his son out that what happened. It's not his fault. This is and that, and there's some drama and it's out there, just like the Vargas family. But yeah, there's some drama out there. What I think of it, I mean, according to what we've seen, of course, we don't see the whole 3 minutes or whatever, the whole minute of the instructions or play by play exactly 100%. But what we've seen, and they've been showing that his instructions weren't that good. Sometimes father and son team doesn't work. I mean, I could show you some instances where it does work, but yeah, it's not working. And Norman, he's like, dude, my feet don't work. I don't have good footwork. I got dropped. I got schooled. So yeah, he made a move, and I like that move. I like that move. Why not?
You think that can help him? I mean, do you see something in Brian Norman where you're like, you know what, with the right trainer, this guy can go places?
Yeah, I mean, I like Brian Norman when he beats out Dion, and like I said, I like his inside fighting. I like how he fights. He's strong. We've seen this highlights, but I even said it. His footwork. I haven't seen that. I looked at his fights highlight. His footwork. Yes, he's flat footed. So if he can work on his feet and better his defense, yeah, I've seen special effects. We always talk about the special effects, and I believe so. Ed, I believe so.
I mean, he's looked good outside of the Devin Haney fight, so there's no reason for me to believe that, hey, this guy can't do something. I'm not talking about him being special and him being an elite fighter and taking over the sport, but I mean, gosh darn it, dog, he just looked different. Devin Haney either has his number or maybe Brian Norman. I don't know what it was, man, but damn, he just did not look good in that fight. Devin Haney was all over him, and I thought Brian Norman was actually going to stop him. I picked him to stop
Yeah.
Devin Haney, and it's not happening. What happens with his pops now? Yeah, we only see what they put out there. Um, was it the dad? Was it really amicable? I don't know. I don't know the relationship. There's fighters, man. Somebody like Sean Porter, who I thought, you know what, man, if you move on from your dad, you'll be a lot better. But Sean Porter had that relationship with his dad where it's like if he's still a little kid, like he fears his dad like that, you know? And I thought that hurt Sean Porter's career because I thought Sean Porter could have done more. Not to say that he could have been great. I mean, he was good, but I don't want to exaggerate and say that he could have been an elite fighter, but it was just like his dad just, he had this fear of his dad, of him not standing up to his dad and saying like, you know what, I'm gonna do what's best for me, pops, and I'm gonna move on. You took me as far as you could. Thank you. Gracias. But it's time for me to move on. I didn't see that in Sean Porter to do that with his dad. Was that the Brian Norman case? I don't know, but nonetheless, he moves on. When the dads try to be in the spotlight, it never works. And that was the thing about his dad. His dad really wanted to be in the spotlight. Brian Norman's dad really, really wanted to be in the spotlight. I heard more from him than I did of Brian Norman Jr. The dad was all over different podcasts. He was dropping all kinds of different videos. He was more of a star than his son was, and that's the problem. That's a big problem right there. Hey, by the way, shout outs to Gran Chingon, El Metal Metal, David Contreras. He's off today out there with his grandkids, man. So saludos to him. Zoo football. Yeah, I got it on right now. We'll get to that in a second. So, Mikey, I don't know if you saw this video. Um, the video is a little bit bad because it's vertical. So I'm gonna bring it up right here. Again, we're not gonna be able to see it like that good because this is the only type of video I was able to find, and it's all vertical. This is the Vargas brothers, Fernando Vargas Jr. and the middle brother, Armando Jr. Have you seen this, Mikey?
Yeah, I saw that a couple of days. Yeah, they got in a little scuffle at an award show. I'm not sure where.
Yeah. All right. So let's play it. I know the Spencer, to everybody watching, this is the best footage I could get you guys. It's a little bit far out, but let's get to it.
Easy. What happened, bitch? Let's go. Get that boy.
So you could see them kind of wrestling there in the back, right? After that, Armando kind of like, like he rushes behind a bush and kind of gets his distance. Let me play it.
Easy. What happened, bitch? Let's go.
All right. All right. Hey, let's put us back on. All right. Hey, Mikey, do you know what happened with that? I was hearing a couple of different things that that they're being interviewed and that they started talking about each other's career. And that I don't know exactly what happened, but do you know what happened with that?
To tell you the truth, that no, I don't. I heard something like that they were talking about each other's career and said, I could take you. Hey, you're not better than me. Something like that, and it got personal. And then also I heard that it's because of a chick, because of a girl. So I'm not sure. But it looks bad, giving the Vargas name a black eye, right? But yeah.
You know, the out of all three, man, obviously Emiliano is the one that really has like a major future. Armando, to me, man, he's probably the one that's the worst fighter of them all. Yeah, the one in the middle. Let me see. Vargas brothers are joke. The older ones fighting over chicks. But Emiliano Vargas Jr. I don't know if they were. I heard somebody say that they're being interviewed and that they started talking about each other's career and that one started saying something like a little bit disrespectful or something like, my career's better or I could do this during an interview. And then it led to that. And I was just like, damn, I wonder now brothers fight. You know what I mean? Brothers fight. But in public and in this day and age where there's cameras all over the place and people are going to keep on feeding this, what's your thoughts on all this, Mikey?
Oh man, we're living in a time where it could be just all for social media, all for attention, all for social media. Because these guys, they're getting fights. They're getting these TikTok fights, these YouTube fights. So Ryan Garcia does this. Jake Paul. It's just like it's getting the attention. These guys are getting known on social media on YouTube, and they're fighting famous YouTubers or what do you call it? These not TikTokers. There's another no, streamers. So they got the eyeballs on them. Good press, bad press, it's all good press. You know what I mean? So the eyeballs are on them, and these guys, like you said, they don't have a promising future in real boxing, as we've seen. So, but they do have a promising future in YouTube fighting. So it's got us talking. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? For these two guys, any press is good press for these two guys, especially Amaro, especially him because he's really not going to go anywhere in boxing. Fernando Vargas Jr. He might still have a couple of more decent boxing matches with real fighters, but he's never going to be an elite fighter, right? As long as this does not involve Emiliano. It could involve these two guys. Obviously, they're not going to fight each other in the ring. That'd be something, you know. But they can go off and still have careers in fighting some YouTube guys or the guy that I don't know who Amaro fought. Some dude that called his mom a torta or whatever, you know, whatever, you know. But yeah, dog, I saw that video. I was just like, damn, okay, you know, going after each other, man, like dudes from the streets. I'm like, all right, UFC has this problem, popularity over hard work to the title. Okay, well, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not even that interested in their careers. I just thought I'd check it out because you know, it got people talking, and I'm like, damn, look at these dudes, man. Is it really over at Heine? I don't even really know what the real reason is, but you know, oh well, man. Um, Let me go ahead and bring. Well, actually, before I do that, Mikey, we do now know where we can watch the top ranked fights. All right. At least for the time being. I was wondering about this because there's a top ranked fight next weekend, and there was still nowhere where you could watch it. So let me see. We're having okay. So we do now know it's gonna be on Top Rank Classics on Roku. I think you could find it on Tubi as well. Does anybody know? I think you could find it on Tubi and some of these other smaller platforms, man. This is Xander Zayas. Mikey, this is, I mean, Xander Zayas isn't like a big major star, but Mikey, this fight is going to be hidden. Dog, is Top Rank gonna find a spot, Mikey, or are they just kind of gonna stay where they're at and kind of eventually just fither away?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's like there's what's the word I'm looking for? There's depression, the Great Depression going on right now with uh American networks and American promotion companies. Hey, what's going on, man? The big the Golden Boy, Top Rank, Al Heyman's whatever. Yeah, it's literally drowning. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. I've just seen chess moves by Turkey Al Sheikh, Sufa. They want to take over boxing, man. And these networks don't want to be connected to boxing like HBO and Showtime because what's going on? Like they don't mix, they don't fight. They don't want to cross the street. All these politics, and now we're seeing the results. Somebody came and took the girlfriend away. Somebody came and stole boxing from us, and now we got to see it at 12 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Turkey Al
Dog.
Sheikh and them.
And you know what, man? Because look, ain't nobody gonna watch this except for hardcore fans. Ain't nobody gonna go look at Tubi or go to Pluto TV or the Roku channel, whatever the heck that is. Man, no, there's some hardcore boxing fans that have never heard of Top Rank Classics. You know, I just
I
talk to
haven't.
actual. Yeah, there's some actual boxing fans that have never heard of the Top Rank Classics channel. That's like super deep down in there. Dog, ain't nobody gonna see this, man. This is the fight for Zayas against Abbas Baru, which actually is a pretty decent card. The fight that Zayas wanted to have in Puerto Rico, and now it's happening. Dog, this sucker is so buried. It's so buried. I wonder if this fight would get more views if it were pay-per-view and have better promotion as opposed to, all right, cool. We don't really there's no real advertisement for it, and it's gonna be hidden on Pluto or
Mm.
Tubi. I question, would it get more eyeballs if they just pay-per-viewed this sucker and put it on a bigger platform? But yeah, Mikey, all these American platforms, I'm sorry, promotions, the ones that are really, laugh at this dude all you want, man. I truly believe MVP is actually going to make more movidas.
Mm.
Jake Paul, I think he's going to
Yeah.
make more moves, dog. He's in good with Netflix. So I think he's going to make more move, man. PBC started in 2010. So this, dog, it's just all over. Yeah. Bob Arum, by the way, how old is Bob Arum, Mikey?
Maybe like in his 90s, late 80s.
Gosh, I guess got to be like 90. I think he's got to be like somewhere in his mid 90s, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. He's been with since like Ali, right?
Dog, he's gotta be up there in age, man. He's gotta be super old. So I mean, let's see what happens once he goes. But all right, so let's go ahead and let's get to Zuffa boxing. It's happening right now. It's on Paramount. Streaming. Okay, so the whole thing about television, about having it on a network on TV. Okay, and we'll get to the fight that's happening on Zuffa tonight. But the thing about having boxing on television is just in case you got people that are just like bored, they turn on the TV and they happen to come across some boxing, right? Even on the TV guide or it just pops up, whatever it may be. And you may be able to get somebody to watch it, right? They used to call it channel surfing. I don't really know if people channel surf anymore, but you may be getting somebody to watch it, right? So now it's going to be on these streaming apps. So now you just got to go on how many subscribers do you have and how many subscribers are actually going to be tuning in at that time that might come across it. Boxing fans, yes, they're going to watch it. I'm watching it right now. But the subscribers, how many subscribers are actually tuning in to Paramount Plus at that time where they can actually just come across and be like, oh, you know what? I'll go ahead and check it out. But that's the new world order. Mikey, Zuffa boxing, man. It's finally here. It's its first fight. It's happening at that UFC Performance Center. What's your thoughts about the event?
Yeah, it's a small event. It's a small event. It's baby steps. These guys have a long-term goal. Super boxing, it's connected to Dana White. You seen Dana's resume with UFC. It didn't blow up overnight. So it's a marathon for them. So we're gonna see a little show. They're talking trash. Even De La Hoya's talking trash, but it's a little show, and it's a long-term goal. So we could criticize it, but we're gonna have to just see in a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're actually doing. There was talks that Dana White. I don't watch UFC. There was talks, Mikey, that he seems like he's not even that interested in the UFC as much. Is that true, or is it just that he's actually showing interest in this and he doesn't really need to pay attention to the UFC as much?
Yeah, I mean, he's already successful with the UFC. Yeah, they don't have a lot of big stars yet, but they still have their fan base. They still sell, according to what I know. But he's excited. This is a new baby that he's trying to grow, so he's excited. But the rumors are that he's not paying attention to UFC, doesn't like UFC. I don't think so, man. That's already running. They have other heads running, helping them run it. So yeah, but he's involved in this boxing, and now he has a goal he wants to achieve, and no matter what we say about Dana, man, his track record with UFC, he didn't fail, and he wants to prove to us that he does not going to fail in this boxing, the Sufa.
And he's trying to get he's trying to get he's trying to get Terrence Crawford out of retirement. I don't know if he could do that. Um, I don't know what opponent he would throw at him, what opponent he'll throw his way, but he's trying to get Terrence Crawford out of retirement to go to Zuffa. I don't know for a one-time fight or for a full contract, maybe for a one-time fight, but it would have to be something worth his while. He did get John Pataya. Now, John Pataya, he is a legitimate champion, and in my opinion, he's the best cruiserweight there is right now. But Giant doesn't sell that well. Unless you're an actual boxing fan, you don't know who this dude is. You know, he's not one of those champions where it's like the world knows who he is. Nobody knows who really this dude is unless you're a true boxing fan. But nonetheless, Mikey, nonetheless, they actually got a champ. They actually got a champ who is, some will say, I say it, the best in the cruiserweight. Now, I will say this. I will say this, Mikey, before I ask you. I will say this. The cruiserweight division, homie, I mean, a lot of people just kind of look past it. You know, usually light heavyweight, 175. And then after that, most people just look right to the heavyweights. Not a lot that goes on in cruiserweight. It's rare that it's very exciting. That you rarely ever talk about the cruiserweight division. That's what I'm trying to say. There's rarely ever a superstar in the cruiserweight division. It's not a hot topic. It's nobody really is that invested into that division. But Mikey, what's your thoughts, man? They actually got probably the best guy in a division who's actually a world champion, dog. I mean, is this? Can you see more world champions going to Zuffa?
Yeah, there's another rumor that they want to get Benavidez. I don't know if this rumor is true, but they want to sign Benavidez to Sufa. This is kind of, if you really think about it, it's a chess move, right? They got Appetite. He doesn't sell, but what if you get the Mexican Monster? He's getting a name. He's got the Cinco de Mayo cruiserweight versus Zurdo. And what if that makes noise? What if Benavidez makes noise and shockwaves? So and then they sign him, and I know, but like you said, Apataya is not a big name, but now you're mixing Benavidez with Dana's White style of promotion. It could work. It could work, Ed.
Yeah, it can. No, you're right, Sharon. It's not MMA. They're not paying peanuts. Actually, they're not paying peanuts. They're actually paying more. They started like a middle class for boxers, right? Because boxing, it's either you're making feria that's up here or you're way down here. They're actually bringing it like right here. So the fighters that are down here, barely starting off, that don't have a name, like these guys right now, nobody really knows who these dudes are that are fighting right now. They're making more money with Zuffa right now because of the pay rate than they would had they been in some other little rinky dink promotion. Had they been with Golden Boy, had they been with anybody else, they're making more money now because nobody knows who these guys are. So they're not paying peanuts. Now, as far as the mega fights, that's yet to be seen because Zuffa doesn't have any mega stars. They don't have an Anthony Joshua, a Canelo Alvarez. They don't have the Boots or Virgils. Not that they're mega stars, but they don't have high value fighters like that. But these guys that nobody knows, they're actually getting paid more. So they kind of created like a middle class for fighters where it's like, okay, look, come with us. We're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you guys more, and you know the ones that we like will survive. The ones that we don't, we'll throw them out, I guess. So you know, we'll see. We'll have to see. That's a big ass ring they're fighting in, man. That is a big ring, dude. Let me
Yeah.
see. Some well match fights. Yeah, some of these are all right, man. But all right, let's go ahead and let's get to the main event on the Zuffa card. Mikey, you got Colin Walsh versus Carlos Ocampo. See, and that's the thing. Were these guys going to make a lot of money anywhere else? No. Are they making millions tonight? No. But they're probably making more money with Zuffa than they would had they been somewhere else. Maybe not a lot more money, but they're making a little bit more. And does anybody really want to see these dudes? I mean, it's people are tuning in to Zuffa tonight because it's the new thing on the block. That's why. So Mikey, Colin Walsh, we remember he's the one that beat Fernando Vargas Jr. He's going up against Carlos Ocampo. Carlos Ocampo, 38-3, and Colin Walsh, 15-0. Ocampo, 30 years old. Colin Walsh, 24. What's your thoughts about this fight tonight, Mikey?
I know Colin Walsh a little bit. I saw him versus Vargas. He's all right. I think he's a southpaw. Yeah, he's all right. I don't know if he's up. I forgot, but yeah, I'm not intrigued with this fight. I don't even want to care if I see it. And then isn't Rayo fighting in this card? No, right? I thought Rayo was fighting.
I don't see him on here. No.
Okay, then I read something wrong then. Thought I saw it.
Yeah, no, he is signed to Zuffa though.
Oh, he's signed. Okay, then he signed to Zuffa, but he's not fighting today. Okay.
Yeah, he does fight. And you know what? That's why I just noticed, Gordo Gordito. As soon as the fight was over, the next guys were coming out already, man, to keep the show going. So I mean, they're changing things up. I know there's boxing purists. I get it, man. The whole old school thing is like the Ali Act and everything. That's just for them. That's just for their league. That's just for Zuffa. They can't abolish the Ali the Ali Act outside of their promotion. So just for their league, and as Dana White says it, they're just adding to it. That's changing it. So, but everywhere else they're still going to be doing it. Yeah, look, when it comes to this, the Colin Walsh guy, the Irish dude, I gotta tell you, man, I was bored with the guy. When he fought Fernando Vargas Jr., I was bored with the dude. I was just like, you know what? I don't want to see this guy. Like, I don't know, man. I wasn't impressed. He beat Fernando Vargas Jr. Fine, so be it. I didn't even really care. I didn't care if I didn't hear of this dude ever again. He's undefeated, but I got to tune in, Mikey, because it's the new thing. And I think that's true. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. I think at least for tonight, I think that's their time to shine for tonight. It's not because nobody's tuning in to see Colin Walsh. Nobody's tuning in to see Carlos Ocampo or any of these other dudes, man. Nobody's tuning in to see these guys. Everyone is tuning in tonight, Mikey, simply to see, okay, let's see this brick premiere. What are you gonna wow me with? What are you going to show me to keep me here that I can't go see somewhere else? That is what people are tuning in tonight for, Mikey, not for Colin Walsh. I saw this dude fight, Mikey. The dude, he wasn't impressed.
True.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like a mid C. I would say like C minus fight. There was no excitement for me. But one thing that is cool is that they're giving bonuses for knockouts.
Okay. Just like UFC. That's the UFC model.
I mean, that does intrigue me a little bit to tune in a little bit to see, like, okay, are we going to see more knockouts? Are we going to? It's just the new thing on the block, so people are tuning in. So I mean,
and just real quick, is Max Kellerman announcing is he going to be the broadcaster or whatever? I heard it was ESPN and Max Kellerman.
It's him. Yeah. It's Max Kellerman. I forgot everybody who's on there. Does everybody know who? I think it's a three-man team. Does everybody know who's calling the fight? Because I got it on mute. Let me see.
Max Kellerman most of the day was my favorite. I can't stand that guy no more, dude. So yeah, he's annoying. He's a kiss ass. Man, that guy's
Oh, then you're gonna love this, Mikey. Max Kellerman with Andre Ward.
Oh my God! Hell no, I'm not watching it. Can't stand those hypocrites. Hell no, especially Ward. Can't stand that guy.
Oh, and they also get a bonus for the fight of the night. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah. So fight of
Okay.
the night, they also get a bonus. Yeah. So I mean, look. Is this gonna last? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not immediately just gonna put it through the ringer. I'm giving it a chance. I really am. If and I've been saying this. I've been saying this. If I had to guess, okay, the future, I do believe they would. I do believe they're going to take over boxing. I
Wow.
do believe that. I do believe that. I don't believe that this year. I don't believe it next year. I don't even really believe it in 5 years. But in 10 years from now, I do believe it. Why? Because they have an endless amount of money. It's not like one of these promotions like Boxer with two X's or
Yeah.
any of these. What's his name? Lou DiBella. It's not like any of these guys. These guys got super duper duper deep pockets, and they're thinking about the future. They're not thinking about the here and now. That's why they're doing this show. They didn't go out and try to get some big major stars. I mean, they got Jai Patel. They're trying to get a couple of dudes, but they're thinking about the future. They're not thinking about the Teofimo Lopez's. They're not thinking about the Shakur Stevensons. They're thinking about the 14, 15, 16-year-old right now that's at the boxing gym that nobody knows about because these guys are still in the amateurs. As they get into boxing, they're going to go into Zuffa, and these guys are going to be the next big stars. That's who they're thinking about. They're in it for the long haul, and they can't survive because they're coming with billions and billions of dollars. They got the deep pockets to do it. So that the reason why I say that, is because of wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what Vince McMahon did, man. There was a time that wrestling was something that you see boxing today. It was just the territories, Jim Crockett, the Mid-South, the Midwest, the West Coast, the Northeast, everybody, different promotions. And you had big stars. You had Ric Flair over here. You had Dusty Rhodes over there. And it's like, okay, well, we got to work together to have these guys wrestle each other. Okay, fine. I'll send my guy over there. Let's work out, hand over a little bit of money here and there. And they would work with each other, like that. But it was all different promotions until Vince McMahon came in. And then he had his shot. He had a deep pockets, started taking over little by little. It didn't just happen overnight. And eventually, I mean, now whenever you say wrestling, everybody just thinks WWE. Nobody thinks about there's other promotions. And when I say take over boxing, I want to make it clear. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be other promotions. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be boxing outside of Zuffa. There's definitely going to be boxing outside of Zuffa. I'm just simply saying that I believe Zuffa is going to be the top dog, just the way WWE is. There's AEW, there's WOW, there's TNA, there's EWF. There's all kinds of wrestling promotions. But let's be honest, WWE is where it's at, and I think that is what Zuffa's looking to do. No, they're not going to take over every single boxer around the world. That's not what I'm talking about. But I do believe in the next 10 years, yeah, I think that's the way it's going to go.
And Ed, are they connected? He's connected. Sufa's connected to Nick Khan, right? Nick Khan is WWE president, something like that. And also they're connected to Paramount. And I think Turkey Al-Sheikh bought Paramount, right? Not Turkey Al-Sheikh, but the Saudis bought Paramount. Is that, am I not mistaken?
I don't know if they got Paramount
I think
or
they
not.
bought Paramount, bro. So yeah, no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know. I don't know if they purchased Paramount.
Yes, they bought something for billions. They just bought something like, oh shit, they're making moves. And like you said, they got wrestling. The Saudis got wrestling. They got soccer. They got NASCAR. They got ESPN. Oh, and they got boxing going over there. And they're connected to Dana White. They got endless money. I don't know exactly. I have to start doing some research to see all the connections, but we're gonna see it in the long run, Ed.
Yeah, I believe so, man. I do believe so. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, it might die out. It might everybody might say like, ah, this sucks. You know what I mean, and tap out. But right now, dog, this dude, I think he's just about. Did he get stopped?
Let me
I mean,
see.
we got some pretty action packed fights. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there, man. You know, so well, we'll see. Let me see. No, there's CBS. Okay, so Paramount is CBS. Okay, all right. Let me see. Zuffa Boxing sucks already. I don't need it. Daniel trying WWE boxing fix fights. Yeah, I mean, look, man, everybody's gonna have their own opinion. I do believe it's gonna work, whether I'm rooting for it or not. Look, eventually, when something gets so big, that's it. It's out of reach, right? Right now, that's where the WWE is at. The WWE has the major four PLEs, premium live events, right? And I'm not going to get into all nerdy wrestling talk here, okay? I'm just going to try to set an example. The big four: the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Those were the big four that were to be untouched. They have all these other PLEs. Okay, now for the first time ever, one of those big PLEs next week is taking place in Saudi Arabia.
Mm.
So I want to make it clear, okay? It's not that I'm rooting for this to happen, okay? I've said it before and I will say it again. If this were happening, starting a boxing league and doing it the way they're doing it, as long as it were an American, I'd be down with it. I don't care about the race, just an American. Now, they're focusing on America, on the United States, on North America, which is cool. That's fine. But I would want it to be an American. I don't care what race, what heritage. I don't give a damn as long as it was an American. But it's not, right? So now I'm seeing this in the other passion of mine, wrestling, where now a lot is being shifted to Saudi Arabia. And I don't like it. But because they are the biggest dog on the yard when it comes to wrestling, they're unstoppable, dog. Ain't nobody, can't nobody touch them. Or you could go to another promotion, but it's not as big. So, yeah, monopolizing boxing, it can be good for a while. At some point, once it gets big, it's like, you know. But anyway, man, it's here. So, oh, well, Mikey, who do you got in the main event tonight? Colin Walsh or Carlos Ocampo?
I'm gonna go for Ocampo, even though I don't even know who he is. I forgot. I don't even know who he is. But I don't like Colin Bosch. Let's go to Ocampo.
Yeah, but endless blood money. People forget where the money. Oh, it's all blood, Mike. Come on, dog. Of course, Shawana. It's all blood money. It's all dirty money. It's all man. Yeah, it's all dirty stuff, man. Let me see. I saw all four main events from 1999 to 2003. All right. With that, let's go ahead. Let's get into the fights that's happening tomorrow on the zone, man. And you know what? You actually have it kind of got hidden a little bit, but you actually have uh, Madrimov fighting tomorrow. Let me go ahead and let me actually pull this up. There, Spence. Shoot, I should have had this ready. Okay, right there. All right. So, let me play it. All right, so you got Madrimov fighting tomorrow. I didn't even know that, Mikey. Do you know he was on this card?
No, I didn't know until you told me. I was like, what? And then I looked it up a little bit. Yeah.
He's not even the co-main event, dog.
Now he's coming off 2 losses, coming off of surgery. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, he's 30 years old and he's fighting 32-year-old Luis David Salazar. Salazar, let me see, let me bring it up. Salazar coming in 20-1. Madrimov 10-2-1. Now when I was watching the weigh-ins, they were saying that this was super welterweight, right? 154 pounds. None of these guys came in under 154. Both of these guys, I think. Let me see. Let's hear it. Let's hear it real quick. They both came in over the weight limit.
157.8 for Salazar. 157.8.
There you go. He comes in at 157.8. What weight class is that, dog? That's not 154. Okay, now let's go. Because even Madrimov comes in overweight. Watch out.
And now to the scale of former world champion from Uzbekistan, the Dream, Israel Madrimov. 156.4 for Israel, the Dream Madrimov.
He came in at over 156 pounds. But what? When they announced it right now, they said whatever. But okay, so what weight class are they fighting in? Did they just both decide? Look, if they're both gonna be overweight, Mikey, shouldn't this just be called a middleweight fight?
I don't know how it works. Yeah, it should be called that, but I don't know how it works. Maybe it's not a champ. I heard if it's not a championship fight, you could go over 1 or 2 pounds. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe you guys could correct me. And also, maybe they were going up those 1 pound or 2 pounds, and then what's the name? The Latino didn't make weight, and they're like, all right, you know what? Whatever, man. I don't know.
Okay, because look, if everybody sees under the versus sign in the middle, it says super welterweight. That is not super welterweight. Now, you know what, Mikey, you're right. I've heard that. I've heard that numerous of times. If there's no belt on the line, yeah, they give you like a little. They can. I don't know if they always do, but yeah, they can give you like a little pound or two of a cushion. But Salazar didn't come in like 158 or something like that.
Didn't you say 57?
Okay, 157 plus pounds. So, I mean, and at the bottom it says super welterweight. That's 154 pounds. Just switch it to 160 if neither one of these guys is to make weight. And maybe they knew it coming in. Maybe one guy couldn't make weight. So the other guy was like, all right, cool. You know what? I don't have to make weight either and kill myself. But nonetheless, all right. So, Mikey, what do you make of this fight, dog? Are you excited to see Madrimov back?
Yes, Madrimov is back. I mean, I don't know who the other guy is. Don't get me wrong. He's coming off back-to-back losses, Crawford and Virgil Ortiz, and he's coming off an injury. I don't think this promoter, whoever, I don't even know who's his promoter. I don't think they're going to put Madrimov in there with a crazy hard fight coming off an injury. He got operated, so it's just I think it's just a stay busy fight.
Yeah, Shawana, he fell off pretty hard. He's not even in the co-main event. Look, I mean, this is a chance for Madrimov to bounce back. I don't really know too much about the Salazar guy. I will tell you this, Mikey. He's 20-1. He's Dominican, and he has so out of his 20 wins, he has 7 knockouts. That's a 35% rate knockout for him. While Madrimov has 7 knockouts in his 10 wins, that's a 70%. Does that change anything for you?
Yeah, I mean, you can see that Dominican doesn't hit hard. It's 30%. Anything over 70, anything 70 and over. But don't get me wrong. If he does get hit, Madrimov hasn't been in the ring, and he's coming off an injury. Anything could happen. But no, I think they're giving him maybe like a little tomato camp where he could get the rust off and work on some skills. Check out the shoulder. I think he got shoulder surgery, and let's see how he looks.
Okay. What are you predicting? A stoppage, or does it go to distance?
I think distance. He's gonna be cautious.
Okay. All right. If he looks good, Mikey, like, are you rooting for Madrimov? Like, is this a guy that you want to see back in the spotlight for him to get some big fights?
Yeah, I like Madrimov. I like what he did with Crawford. And then versus Virgil Ortiz, supposedly he was sick. And a lot of fighters get sick when they go to Saudi Arabia. I don't know if it's the food, the weather, something. They get sick. I don't know what it is. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. And I like how Majimov fights. I like his coach from Coachella. I like Majimov. So yeah, I want to see him fight. Put him in there in the mix of 154. The 154 division is fire. It's hot right now. So yeah, I want to see him do good.
Hey, Pete Town, I heard he wanted to come back, Jermel Charlo. I heard he wanted to come back at 154, but I didn't hear he wanted to come back at welterweight. I don't think that dude, I don't think he can make 154. So, I mean, if he wants to come back at welterweight, I mean, damn, dog, that dude's gonna have to start twisting the pipa to his lips or something. All right, so the co-main event is actually this one coming up right here. I don't know who these dudes are, but I just wanted to go ahead and show it because talk about not making weight, right? This is light heavyweight, 175 pounds. Okay, so this dude, I don't know who these guys are. If you guys know, let us know. This guy comes in. So one guy makes weight. This Vato comes in, I think that's 7-8 pounds over. 182 pounds. 182.8 pounds. So this dude is almost 8 pounds over the weight limit. And still the fight's going to go on. Let me ask you this, Mikey, because do I really care about this fight? Well, let me go ahead and just for conversation purposes, let me go ahead and put it out there. Let me see. So this is Kali Cole versus Jesse Hart.
I think I know Jesse Hart. Didn't he fight Berlanga?
Jesse Hart, I have heard his name. I just haven't seen him fight in a while. So
I think he probably a veteran.
Okay, so Cole is 10-1-1. Hart is 31-3. Yet Hart is 36 years old. While Cole, the guy that didn't make the weight, he's 29 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Hart has 25 knockouts out of his 31 wins, and Cole has 8 knockouts out of his 10 wins. So, I mean, and these are some pretty big boys. But the reason why I wanted to show this, Mikey, if you are in the other guy's corner, what weight do you look at the opponent and say, you know what, Charlie, I'm pulling the plug. We're not fighting. This guy's almost 8 pounds overweight, Mikey.
Yeah, what weight did Jesse Hart go in? Did he went in heavy too, right?
No. He made weight.
He made weight. Yeah,
he made weight.
Yeah, just Ed, these guys, they don't make a lot of money. I don't know if they cancel the fight or whatever, they're not going to make any money. These guys they're not. This is their only opportunity to come out, I believe, and they need to pay. They need to get some money. So I'm on a recio type attitude, and it's dangerous. But when you're desperate and in need of money, vámonos recio. That's all I could say.
Yeah, no, Jesse Hart is the older guy. He's 36. He made weight. The weight limit is 75. He came in at 74.6, while the other dude comes in at almost 183 pounds. So now I get what you're saying. You know, if they're not making a lot of feria, it's just kind of like, okay, well, do we not get paid and just go home? Or do we go on with the fight, get paid? But again, this dude right here coming in almost 8 pounds overweight. I mean, at some point, you just got to say, like, you know what, Charlie, dog. But at the same time, it could also mean, Mikey, it can also mean that he's out of shape. It can also mean that he didn't train right for the fight.
True.
You're getting into it over there. I like it, dog. I like it. All right. So, I mean, I'll I'm going to be watching. By the way, all this is going down on the zone. All right, Mikey, let's go ahead and let's get to the main event, dog, because I am excited for one of these fighters right here, dog. We got Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz, 135 pounds. Andy Cruz, 30 years old. Muratalla, 29 years old. Straight out of Fontana, California. Shout outs to the Insane Empire. Andy Cruz, this is only his 7th professional fight. You know, he's one of those Cubans. Muratalla, he's got 23 wins, 17 knockouts, And Andy Cruz, out of the 6 wins, he has 3 knockouts. Mikey, what do you make about this fight, dog?
Yeah, no, this is a good fight. Andy Cruz is like those Cubans or the Ukrainians, right? He reminds me of Lomachenko. Only a couple fights and they're fighting for the title. Why? Because Andy Cruz has experience in the amateurs. He has 149 fights in the amateurs, while Murataya only has 3 amateur fights. So he has experience. He's seen different styles, and we've seen him fight. Murataya hasn't. He doesn't convince me. They even asked Robert Garcia about. He was so excited about Murataya, but I think his other stablemates outshined him already, and we've seen it, and Robert's probably seen it. Like, yeah, you know what? Murataya's not the guy that we thought he was. He kind of had trouble with Tevin Farmer, and you know what the kid from Texas did to Farmer. It's just like, man, Murataya is just. He doesn't go to the next level. And in this fight, he has to go to the next level to beat this guy. This guy can box. He's got Cuban, and lately he's been banging. From what I've seen, he knocks people out, and he's in. I think is he in Boots' training? I don't know if Boots is his trainer. Boots Senior is his trainer. I forgot. But nah, man, I think Cruz is gonna take it.
Yeah, I think. Well, Murataya, he's part of the Garcia camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Cruz is with it. Hey, is this true? The 2 dudes beforehand, how they were talking smack, the Hart and the Cole guy, are they from different street gangs? They're from different barrios? Is that what the whole is? Hey, that's actually freedom, dog. I hope they are, man. That'd be bad. All right, so look, I like Andy Cruz, man. I do.
Gold medalist.
Okay, right now, I think he beats everybody at 135. Not convincingly. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, he steamrolls through everybody, but I don't think anybody beats him. I think people challenge him. I think people can give him a good fight. And look, shout outs to my boy right here, Murataya, all right? Shout outs to Fontana, man. I used to live in Fontana. Sad news. Sad news. The Fontana swap meet, the indoor swap meet, is closed. That place was a classic, man. It was a classic on Sierra Boulevard. If anybody's familiar with it, you know what I'm talking about. They shut it down. He's from Fontana. Shout outs to Fontana. Got, has some history in Fontana. He's just not gonna do it, Mikey.
Yeah.
He's not gonna do it, man. Look, if he does, hey, man, I would tip my cap off to the dude. I'm not rooting against him. I want to make that clear. I'm not rooting against this guy. But Andy Cruz, I mean, I see something special in him. I do, man. And at 30 years old, this is only his 7th professional fight. I see something special in him, dog. I don't think Murataya got the skills to keep up the tricks up his sleeve, to keep up with what Andy Cruz got. Now, a lot of these dudes, the Eastern Europeans and the Cubanos come with a deep amateur background. And for Andy Cruz, usually, and for many years, the Cuban style sucks. The Cuban style is boring. The Cuban style is whack. Andy Cruz actually is a little bit different. I'm not saying he's the most fun fighter to watch, but it's you know what? I'm not bored watching him, Mikey. I'm not, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, man? They look like they size up pretty evenly.
Yeah, they're about the same height, 5'9", 5'8". They're about the same height. I don't know the length, but Murataya has a 72 reach. And we got to say this about Andy Cruz. I said it. He's a gold medalist, and he's Keyshawn Davis's daddy. Keyshawn Davis doesn't want to fight him or mention his name. He beat him in the amateurs 2 to 3 times. So, yeah, no. Like you said it. I wanted to say it, but you said it. He's not going to keep up with the tricks. It's just too many things happening at the same time. And the footwork, the feints, the footwork, the abilities. It's just too many things that Andy Cruz is going to bring to the table because his decorated amateur background and the Olympics. And like I said, Murataya is he doesn't step on the gas. He needs to take initiative in this fight. He needs to impose himself. He needs to be offense to neutralize this Cuban to a guy that throws feints and making you think. You got to make this fight ugly. You gotta make it you gotta make it a dog fight, and Murataya doesn't do that. We've seen with the Tevin Farmer fight, it turned into a cerebral fight, a chess game, and he barely won by a nose hair. Nah, man. If hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully Murataya hits him and drops him. He has a 17 KO rate. He has power. So hopefully, because Cubans don't have the best chins, I'm gonna keep it a buck. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. This guy, I think Cruz is better.
Okay. Pete Town just schooled us. He said Jesse Hart, he fought Zurdo, not Berlanga. He fought Zurdo.
Zurdo. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Fought Zurdo. Okay. Look. Okay. So you're saying, by the way, I love this translator. I don't know. This dude is like European or something, but this dude gets it right, because as Cruz is talking, this dude, I don't know where he got his Espanol from, but he writes it down. This guy writes fast, and he translates.
Fighter, it's definitely my dream, and I'm totally ready to go in there and get the job done.
That's a world champion on the other side with a lot of experience.
Who is that translator? If anybody knows how we could get a hold of him, I want to have this vato a los tres chingones, dog. You know, certain translators where I'm just kind of like, you know what? This vato's not good, Holmes. You know what I mean? Like, he just kind of paraphrases a little bit. This dude is right there with a pen writing down, dog. I like this guy, Holmes. I like this guy. But all right, Mikey, before we wrap it up, so I just want to, you're saying in order for Murataya to win, to beat Cruz, he's got to make it ugly, like a straight street fight.
Yeah, he's got to bring it to him. Although he could get hurt. Although, you know, we've seen Cruz hurt fighters. He has a mix of Cuban mixed with sitting on his punches, but he can't turn it into a chess man. This guy has too much experience. The gold medalist. He's Cuban. And nah, man, you got to bring it. You got to bring it to him and check that chin, because Cubans don't have the best chins. He's got to bring it to him.
You know what, Dimitro? That may be true. Yeah, British, but yeah, he may be from Spain as well. Well, Britain, but spend a lot of time in Spain, because his Espanol is actually pretty damn good, man. And for him to be writing it down and all that, that dude is really, really. I've seen him translate. I've seen him translate before. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I see you guys talking about him. I've seen him translate before. That dude does really good work. I've seen you know, Chicanos and everything translate, dog. I don't want to come down on anybody, but that dude that was a translator for Showtime, I didn't really care for that dude, man. That dude, I remember Canelo even called him out one time. Canelo called him out. He's all like, and say the rest. Canelo was already, you know, his English was expanding, dog. So he called the translator out. He's all like, yeah, and like, wow, this dude's good, man. I like this vato, man. So I like to get him on, dog. But yeah, look, I think Andy Cruz is ready for whatever Murataya brings him. For damn sure, 100% for damn sure, Murataya cannot outbox him. Mm-mm. He cannot outskill him. His best bet. And he might do that for like a round or two and then figure it out and be like, damn, yeah, no, I can't do that. His best bet is, yeah, man, try to make it as dirty and ugly as you possibly can. And with that, I think maybe even Andy Cruz is probably ready for that, man. I'm telling everybody right now. Andy Cruz, I do see something special in this dude. I do. He's 30 years old. We got no time to waste. I do see something special in Andy Cruz. I'm not talking about he could be the next face of boxing. It's kind of hard for a Cubano to do that. But at 135, and I don't know if he decides to move to 140 or when he decides to do that, but this dude, man, I see a lot of tricks up this guy's sleeve, and I don't think guys can figure him out, man. But Mikey, how does this fight end?
I'm gonna see Murataya trying to put pressure on him, maybe, and then he's gonna feel the power. It's just gonna be too much for him, so he's gonna delay. He's not gonna engage, and it's gonna turn to the fights that he fights. It's just not. It's gonna be boring. He's not gonna figure it out. He's gonna try to do the same thing over and over, same thing over and over. He's gonna lose the decision.
Yeah, I think Andy by decision. I think I think Murataya probably gets a round or two somewhere in there, man. You know, but for the most part, I think Andy just goes ahead and takes him out. Wins the next match? Nah, man, I'm good for now. But I do before we close it out, man. And I know we didn't get phone calls to Spencer, but what I do want to go ahead and announce is that man, I'm just not being professional today. I haven't ate, dog, so I'm hungry, Holmes. I'm trying to go.
I drank some coffee. I haven't ate either. I drank some McDonald's coffee, so I'm good.
Man, I want to eat. Shoot. Okay. It's on. Do I have it right here? Okay, I'm going. There is a National Boxing Hall of Fame happening in the end of April. I forgot when. April 26th, the National Boxing Hall of Fame in Montebello at Quiet Cannon, QC's. Everybody used to call it QC's 2020. And Los Tres Chingones Boxing will be there. I got my ticket. I talked to the people. And yeah, man, we're going to be there. National Boxing Hall of Fame. They're inducting quite a few people. I'll drop a post. I'll drop a post of who they're inducting, but definitely, dog, got my ticket. I talked to two different people that work with the organization or that are in the organization, and they're gonna hook it up. They're gonna hook it up, man. So I can't wait. That's gonna be exciting. So just want to go ahead and throw that out there. But with that, Mikey, anything else, bro, before we wrap it up?
No, man. One more show. Shout out to Dave. We'll see him next week, and we'll see what's up.
That's so all right, man. So I don't know if that's done yet. It might be. I hope it does get done, man. That's something good right there. But all right, Chingones. Hey, man, you guys enjoy the fights. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we could come back and do it again. Catch you guys on next round.
All right, Ed.